The painstaking little micro movements required
Unreal.
in modeling these characters. And every time I see anything that's well-made stop motion, and Aardman is, arguably top of the heap, you're like, how? Why?
It's still about freedom, but it's this new idea. So Ginger's got her freedom. She has this paradise, this kind of chicken Wakanda that she's created, where they have all their own food and all of their own contraptions and everything. They're safe from the human world. It's like, it's perfect. Then Molly comes into her life and grows up very quickly, as they do.
Oh, yes. Those chickens are up to something.
Quiet. I'm on to something.
They're organized, I know it.
I said quiet.
So, thanks to Robot Chicken, you've previously voiced stop-motion animated characters. How would you compare the two experiences, and do you have a restored appreciation for the art after working on something as epic as Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget?
Listen, man, I've always had a massive appreciation for stop motion. It's never ceased to amaze me. Like, I don't know that I would ever have that much patience ever. You know what I mean? Like the painstaking little micro movements required
Unreal.
in modeling these characters. And every time I see anything that's well-made stop motion, and Aardman is, arguably top of the heap, you're like, how? Why even? Like, the why is because you're creating something that's so cool. It's animation, but it's tangible. It's a real thing that can be touched, and so it's live action animation. It's really incredible. So I've always had a massive respect for everyone involved in the art form. You are absolutely correct. I did some stop motion. Somebody had asked me earlier, have you done stop motion before? I was like, I don't think so. I think this was the first. But no, you're right. Robot Chicken was the first. And Seth Green is one of my dearest friends, and so that was so fun to jump into their whole world and do all that stuff. But now, that was little sketches and stuff. This is like a full, on feature film, and an iconic one, and an iconic character that Mel played so well in the first, and now I get to be so lucky to play in the second. It's just cool. It's just it's an honor. It's a blessing. It's a gift. I don't know what to tell you. It's like, for me to love the first movie so much, and now I get to make the second one, and my nephews are, in the world now, and they can watch it, is so cool.
Your last stop-motion animated feature was Laika's Paranorman, one of my favorite films of all time, full stop.
Wow.
With so many technological advances since then, did you need to alter any aspects of your directorial approach for Dawn of the Nugget?
No, I'd actually, a lot of what I learned at Laika, I've applied to this. So I was Paranormal was my big learning curve. There's a lot of great new tools there because I've been away from stop motion for a while. But yeah, mostly what's happened is that Dawn of the Nugget is just a bigger scale movie. The first movie was about prisoner of war. It was The Great Escape, so they were all kind of contained in these little huts, and it was a much more contained film. And they always kept the humans and the chickens away from each other, because that's a problem for mixing the scales together, like chicken and human scale. Anyway, this story, this time they're breaking in. It's like Chicken Impossible. It's like chickens going out into the world and breaking into this giant industrial facility that's making these thousands of nuggets. It's just instantly, and it was exciting and fun to talk about it and imagine it all, but it became like this giant sort of Bond kind of movie, So it was really just this new giant scale was new to me on this one. That was what was new, because Paranorman is all just human puppets. It's all down on one scale. Right. But when you get chickens and humans together, you're really trying to mix something. It's kind of like King Kong. I mean, to a chicken, Mrs. Tweedy is like Kong, it's just like a giant. So then that was the new technical challenge.
She is definitely an intimidating figure. I was really excited to see her again. Yeah. So you mentioned the scope of Dawn of the Nugget. It is so much bigger than the original, yet the story still has an inherent darkness. How do you balance themes of incarceration with a lighthearted reverse take on The Great Escape?
I think it's just in how you build it, and I think the first thing we did on this one, as they did on the first, and I wanted to know this when I arrived, was you know, are we doing death again? You know, because it's not like a common theme in animated family movies, or a common, you know, level of jeopardy. So you start by setting that dramatic stake very, very high, and once you've committed to that, then you start making it light. Then you start making jokes, and actually the jokes are kind of funnier, I think, because that dark heart is there. You know, like I think it makes both better. It makes the drama better and the humor better. And I think, like, honestly, I think life is like that. Life is like a mixture of dark and like light. You know, like the worst thing can be happening to you, and then like a three-legged dog with a pork pie hat will walk past. You know, like that's the nature of life. So I think, and that was the recipe in the first movie. You know, that the comedy was funny because they were all going to die. You know, and this is similar.
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
Life doesn't get better than this. We've put the past behind us. We have Molly to think about now.
What a bonny wee hen!
I made her a bicycle.
Oh, what a lovely thought.
So Rocky essentially becomes a super spy throughout the new film. Was it fun to slip back into that type of character, and did you at all find yourself channeling Chuck throughout the process?
I mean, kind of, yeah, because there is the whole spy mission element of it, and also lots of bumbling along the way. So there's a lot of Chuck in that for sure. But no, you know, it's interesting. Because the script is so well done, and it's very specific to the world of and the humor of Aardman and Chicken Run. My mind was pretty squarely there. Every time there was a moment that specifically reminded me of a Chuck moment, I might have had a thought. But I'd love to make a Chuck movie one day. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh, that would be cool. So what's it like recording in the sound booth for you? Is it challenging to work more in isolation without the energy of other cast members to vibe with, or does it allow you to have better focus?
I don't know, man. I mean, you know, I think that what's fun is that both live action and VO, they're both very rewarding and challenging in their own right. You know, in live action, I have the benefit of having an entire body and face to emote and to communicate with, but also there's all the logistics of hair and makeup and wardrobe and lights and cameras and hundreds of people to coordinate, and you know, there's all that stuff. With voiceover, I don't get the benefit, let's say, of using all of my instruments or tools, but I don't have to worry about any of the other stuff. I just show up and I get to just use my voice and create this character. So they're both very rewarding in their own right.
That's awesome. So last question, I need to know, original recipe or extra crispy?
I'm an original recipe guy, typically original recipe. Sometimes you want some extra crispy, but I find that sometimes it's a little too breaded, a little too crispy.
I could feel that, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on the new film, and I hope you have a lovely holiday.
Thanks, man. You too. Happy holidays.
Take care. At what point in the creative process did you know that you were making a sequel worthy of Chicken Run's legacy? Was there a particular moment or scene where it all clicked for you?
Yeah, I guess it's sort of actually in like ideas. I think like when we really landed on the idea of giving Ginger a daughter, I think that for me really, I really felt confident then that we were like following the first movie and evolving into something new. It was a great way to do that, and the theme, you know, because it carried the theme over. Like the theme of the first movie is freedom and community, and in this one, it's still about freedom, but it's this new idea. So Ginger's got her freedom. She has this paradise, this kind of chicken Wakanda that she's created, where they have all their own food and all of their own kind of contraptions and everything. They're safe from the human world. It's like it's perfect. And then Molly comes into her life and grows up very quickly, as they do. And Ginger says, "Here, Molly, here's freedom. You know, you can live here forever and never leave." And that's like, not Molly's idea of freedom at all, you know. And so like we're following the theme of freedom along through, and then also Ginger's commitment to others, you know, like she's a selfless character, you know, like she wanted to get every chicken out of there. She didn't just want to get out on her own. And the same thing here, she learns that there's the plight that chickens are in trouble on the mainland. And like, what's she going to do about that? But now as a mother, she's kind of conflicted because she tries to turn her back on the world. And that theme of like the plight of others plays through as well. So I think it's just like deep down those fundamental sort of themes and them carrying through and being centered around Ginger gave me the confidence to think, yeah, this is leading us nicely to a new place, which I wanted to do. I mean, I didn't just want to copy the first movie and just be too precious and be too reverent of the first movie. As fabulous as it is and amazing and beloved as it is, you couldn't operate by being too precious. Actually, you had to kind of break a few eggs to make this new omelet.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us today, Sam. It's been an honor to speak with you. And congratulations on the new film.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks for helping us get the message out there.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Take care.
We can do this. Yes!